Representative Farr, you have House File 656, and I will move that House File 656 be laid over for possible inclusion in the omnibus bill. If you would, Representative Farr, please introduce yourself for the record.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Representative Brian Farr, House District 22B.
All right, and if you'd like to proceed with your proposal.
So, speaking of constituents slipping through the cracks, this bill is looking to fix that as well. This expands the veterans bonus eligibility pool with two separate classifications: inherent resolve and the Kosovo campaign medal. So, inherent resolve started in the 2014 timeframe, and depending on country is still continuing. The Kosovo campaign medal started in '99 and ended in December of 2013. So we're trying to pick up those two groups that we missed in the original veterans bill. On top of that, we're proposing a change in the language that said you have to have this in your DD 214 when you started. So what that means is that a Sioux Falls young man or lady that went into the military, or Hudson, Wisconsin, or something like that, that came back, lived in Minnesota for years and years, and is a Minnesota resident now, wasn't eligible for the bonus, and so we're looking to change that as well. So those are the changes in the bill, and the funding portion of that is coming next, I think, with Representative Bennett's bill.
Good. Thank you, Representative Farr. And Mr. Johnson, if you'd like to identify yourself and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you. Chair Newton, my name is Ben Johnson. I'm the Legislative Director for the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs. Just wanted to tag along that the inclusion of the Inherent Resolve campaign medal and the elimination of home of entry at time of home of record at time of entry are included in the governor's recommended budget for this MDVA, and for purposes of this bill, we are supportive of adding Inherent Resolve campaign medal as an eligible medal. It is indeed something that fell through the cracks, and those we have identified, we believe, at least 1,300 Minnesota Guard members who would have had eligibility based on to the $1,200 bonus tier based on Inherent Resolve. And again, elimination of the requirement that someone have joined from Minnesota, we believe that broadly expands the capacity to serve current Minnesota veterans. And in this case, this is the only state-specific veterans benefit that excludes current Minnesota resident veterans from a benefit. So we believe striking the language requiring that the home of record at time of entry would benefit all those who currently call Minnesota home. And again, just for a brief update, this bill was passed last year and went live July 1st. And in the intervening 8 months, we have already received nearly 22,000 applications for this bonus. We have approved 18,337 as of last Friday, and have mailed checks from the state of Minnesota to these recipients in the total of $19.6 million. So there is a demand for this. We believe we can reach the commissioner's goal is to reach 85% of Minnesota veterans who would be eligible for this. So in addition to the additional opportunities for eligibility, the governor's budget includes $22 million in additional funding to make sure that we've got the ability to pay for all of those who are eligible and deserving of this bonus. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And I would hope that the department does as much outreach as they possibly can to reach that remaining 15% to make sure they get their bonus. I understand that Mr. Glyer is also, does he still here? Did he want to testify? I know this is part of the commander's task force recommendations, so if you would like to come forward, sir, or if you don't think it's necessary.
I don't think so, Chairman Newton. Thanks for the opportunity, but I think Ben Johnson fulfilled all of the obligation to fulfill in on our interest in this bill.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, and it is one of the recommendations of the commander's task force, and I think the Legion and VFW as well. So, yes, Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a quick question here. The 120,000 for this year, that's related, it says, to software updates and such. Is that just primarily because of now this would, because of that the home of record change, is that, I'm just curious why the software updates are needed related to this bill.
It says that it does.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I don't have specifics on that, but I do know, talking to CVSOs, we've had a tremendous amount of issues in terms of being able to identify people. And so I know there have been struggles with the software. I can't articulate exactly what those are.
Mr. Johnson?
Chair Newton, Representative Coulter, so the agency has primarily been utilizing a process by which applicants work with their county veteran service officers to apply online directly. I don't have the fiscal note associated with the increase. I know that it is within our operational adjustment for this program within the agency's overall budget. Currently, our education and employment team are the ones processing applications for the post 9/11 bonus. I don't have a fiscal note calling out an increase to that software, but generally speaking, the agency is seeking some pretty significant investments in our ability to process electronically applications such as this one.
Okay.
Okay, Representative Coulter, does that answer it for you?
Well, yeah, I guess, I mean, I had the fiscal note right in front of me, and it says that approximately $120,000 for system software applications to process applications. So it's not time critical, but if somebody could maybe get back to me with more information about that, I think I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Are there any other questions or anyone in the audience who would like to come down and testify? Seeing none, House File 656 is before us. All in favor of moving the bill for possible inclusion, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Good. Colonel Farr, you're on your way.